Let's get good. I am the gamer under development, and this is Old World. We are back as Roma, and we have become the Explorer, a title that grants much legitimacy. So we've got workers working around Roma. We have founded our second city of Antium, but we need to send some workers over there relatively soon. Antium is working on a settler, Roma's working on a worker, and we are working on peace with the Gauls. Let's go ahead and jump to our next unit here. How many orders do we have left? We have 7 orders currently. We have discovered the Persians. It's been a week, guys. Yeah, it is. There we go. King Cyrus of Persia. We have discovered Persia next to us. We are kind of trying to maintain a peace with them. They do seem to have more cities than us, which is a good indicator that they probably have more capabilities than us as well. We're going to go ahead and use our Explorer here to kind of... Oh, whoa, no. No. We're not going to spend 2 orders and 50 training to move this guy just a little bit further. We've already exhausted his movement, but at least now he's in a forest where he's safe and hidden. Over here, we have been working on these barbarians, but we don't have any actions left with that warrior, so that's fine. And I think we're probably just going to end here with our 6 orders available at the moment. That does mean we have a surplus of orders, and I think this has become a rather regular issue for us. So we'll want to find some better ways to funnel these orders in the future, although having a little bit of money isn't a terrible thing. We're at a truce with Persia currently. And with the Gauls, I believe we are Barbarian Peace via Ambassador Ela is active right now, so we're working on that. Alright, I think it's time for us to go ahead and end our turn. Oops. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the tutorial on this, that's fine. Let's go ahead and end our year. Beautiful. Marcus Valerius, the commander, suffered a severe blow to the head in combat, blinding him. He has not recovered, and we will need to install a new commander for his troops. Marcus Valerius, commander, becomes blinded. Cannot be a tutor, governor, general, or on the council. Wow. That's not great. Perhaps Marcus can be of use elsewhere. Let him be an inspiration for our troops. Would give us +5 orders, or we can make him a great soldier courtier. This is actually a good idea. We're going to go ahead and do that. And the reason we're going to do that is because then we can go ahead and add a general, and we can assign Hortensia Valeria the soldier. This was the other sort of member of our court that was here to be a great warrior or whatnot. So we're going to go ahead and put her here now that we have Lucius Valerius the Bold here as well. And that way she can lead the army and he can be our tutor. That's fine. That's absolutely acceptable. They basically just traded positions, and we seem to not be able to attack this turn since we just assigned that, which is fine. Matchmaker, you must be weary of walking the world alone. It is time to seek a suitable match. May we interest you in an arranged marriage. So we could go ahead and go for a Gallic match, which would allow us to integrate the Gauls into our empire. We could go for a Persian match. I mean, okay, so if we go for the Gallic match, marries Servilla the Gaul. She's 20. She is a schemer, so she can be a general or a spy master. She is a Highlander, so she gets +25%. Her units get +25% fighting from hills if she's a general. She has courage -1, so we start to lose 1 training, but we also gain 5 science. We get -2 legitimacy, but we gain 100 Gauls opinion and tribute from the Gauls of 3.4 orders for 40 years. That's very nice. If we marry somebody from the Valerius family, then that would be Hortensia Valeria the soldier, who's our current general, and that would give us +40 opinion with the Valerian family. Now, if we check our family reputation, we're actually kind of fine with them, so we don't need that. But she would increase the number or the amount of training we generate by quite a bit because she's very courageous. And then there is the Persian option, which would give us a tactician who is compassionate, so +1 wisdom there. They would bring courage 2, wisdom 3, which would give us additional training and research. And she would join the nation of Rome. The dowry would give us +10 food, and Persia's opinion would be +80. So currently, Persia is cautious, but positive. So I honestly think that the Gauls are what I want to go with here, and the main reason for that is I do want us to be able to make a peace with the Gauls and potentially vassalize them in our nation. So we're going to go with that. That is for sure the option right here. Internal strength. Make a decision about this event. Oh boy. Remus has shown an admirable strength in challenging situations, but he grows idle. What projects shall we propose to keep the heir aspiring to greatness? Requires Prince Remus to have greater than or equal to 2 courage. We can stockpile iron for the wars to come. That would make it so that we'd want to produce 800 iron. We can do skill drills and training, which will see us through anything. We would want to stockpile 2,000 training. Wow, that would take a long time. No, the heir should chart his own path. Skills, drills, and training will see us through anything. Stockpile iron for wars to come. I think this is probably the better one. I'd rather have him train than just stockpiling resources. That's not really gonna be very beneficial to just stockpile resources to no end. Okay, so we've done the matchmaker thing. Nets are finished, farms are finished. So we have workers that are capable of doing things now. One of the things I do want to start doing right away is working on roads if we have access to them, but it doesn't look like we have them. So we'll have to get the tech for those first. If we come take a look at Roma, we are currently generating positive food in Roma. We are currently negative on iron. So if we could find a way to bring iron in, that would be useful. And I want to take a look once again at our family bonuses here. So the Claudius family is the one that has minus 50% training time for rural specialists. And they own Antium, I want to say. Yeah, they own Antium. So we really need to get a worker over there immediately. So I'm going to send him over here to work in Antium. We do not have the husbandry technology, so we can't build pastures quite yet. But we can come over here and potentially work on some farms and some other things. We might even be able to get a mine going right there so that we could put iron down. Now, once again, that is rural specialist. That is rural specialist. Okay. So rural improvements only will gain benefit from that. So if we were to build a farm here, that is considered a rural improvement, I'm reasonably sure. I think they actually say, yeah, so requires urban. I'm assuming that anything that does not require urban is considered a rural improvement. So we're going to go ahead and build a farm here so that Antium can generate a little bit more food, because currently Antium is actually costing us food every turn. We do have another worker right here. We could begin building shrines in Roma. The Valerius family does like those things, I believe. They do work on culture, can hurry city production with money, plus 10 orders per culture event, plus 1 culture per specialist, plus 2 civics per year. Yeah, I think for them, it makes more sense for us to begin building shrines here. So a Shrine of Mars is a good option. A Shrine of Diana is also a very good option. I actually think a Shrine of Diana is probably better. And this one enables... This one would give growth and culture. So it really comes down to what we're after. We could go for more food too, but that seems like a waste. Iron is something we're at a deficit for, and culture is something that will allow us to kind of move our entire society forward over time. So the question is really just which culture we want to focus on. And I think the Shrine of Diana here is our best option. So I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to start working on a Shrine of Diana. And then we still have our scout out here who is just exploring away. Like, this guy has put in legitimate work here. Interesting. There's an incense grove there, but it apparently belongs to the Persians. There is some barley here, but we won't be able to collect it because we're way too far away from home. So we're just going to continue exploring on. It's interesting that our exploration is limited right here. Potentially because of that river. I assume the river maybe takes a little bit more movement to get over. So I'm going to move into this forest. We are just kind of trying to open up as much of the map as we can with our explorers. And then, of course, we have 2 orders left. One of those we will use for our army right here to go ahead and finish these barbarians off. Or we will not. Why are we unable to attack now? Oh, did we... Is this the same... This is the same year that we've assigned the leader. That's why. My bad. I thought we'd already ended the turn since then, but apparently no. Or can we not attack for some other reason? Interesting. Okay, so that guy's up there. We're going to end our year here. The Gauls present an offer promising a stable peace. Do we approve? Tribute to the Gauls, minus 2.8 food for 40 years. Sure, we have an excess of food. That's not a problem. We are now at peace with the Gauls. Lovely. Now the real question is, are we somehow able to... Oh, interesting. So we can see an order thing for the Gauls. Peace will last until the end of the current leader's reign. Their units are less likely to declare war, send raiders against you. They can enter and heal in your territory. I wonder if there's a way for us to vassalize. Upgrades to an outpost in 18 years. So I guess we'll see about that in the future. I'm not sure how the vassalization mechanic actually works. Discover trapping. Oh, nice. So we can now build stuff around the animals because we've discovered trapping, at least some of the animals. Some of them also require husbandry, which is a little bit different. Can we attack now? There we go. Beautiful. So we have conquered them. We now have access to another city site, which is directly next to Mount Elbrus and the Kilimanjaro. So I'm not entirely sure we want to found a city here, but, you know, we do need to found more cities. So as soon as this settler is done in Antium, we probably will do that. All right. Seems good. There will be another worker in Roma very, very soon. We do need to choose a new research. So we can go with husbandry here, which will unlock the ability to build pastures. But I'm also interested in something that will allow us to build... Where are roads located? Can we view the tech tree here? I'd like to get roads relatively soon. I'm just not sure where we get those. Harbor, serfdom... Where are roads located? Drama. Polis. I would assume they would be up here. Starts with route. Drawbridge. That's not really what we're after. I'm literally just looking for roads, game. Please, please, where do I get roads at? Husbandry seems like a good direction to go if we're seeking that. But I'm not seeing anything that clearly tells me that we're going to get roads. It may also just be a culture thing now that I think about it, so that's also something to take into consideration. This allows a barracks, which enables officers. Wonder what they're recommending. They're recommending sovereignty, which will give us access to the garrison. Garrisons will allow us to install governors, which do boost city output, so I think that's probably a good idea. We'll go for pastures next. Yeah, that's interesting. We'll go for sovereignty here. I think that's probably the best choice. I'm not sure what we need to do to get roads, but roads are something we definitely want to build so that we can connect our cities. We should also check the discontent in our cities while I'm at it. So Antium here is not too bad. Roma I would expect to be potentially worse. Nope, Roma's pretty good too. So we're keeping people reasonably happy. That's a plus. Let's go ahead and go to our next unit. That is just our explorer who has encountered another explorer from the nation of Persia. What's up, man? What's up? We're good. All is peace, my friend. All is peace. Just trying to find my way around this crazy world. I'm going to move him here. We will spend an extra order to do it, and we don't get the maximum movement there, but we get him into a forest where he is at least safe. And we've kind of explored a nice little swath through the center of our map. That's actually pretty good. I'm okay with that. We do have another city site down here where we could found on the water. I do think that's potentially better than founding over here. However, having some mountains so that we can gather some more stuff. There's also incense over here, which is really nice. I'm not so sure what the resources we could find over there are. We'll have a worker in one more turn. Perhaps we'll move that worker down a little bit, although honestly we should build a scout for that. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and build a scout here next. Since our scout has gotten way, way out there and off track, we do need another scout to kind of be looking in areas around us so that we can find new city sites, because this city site may no longer be available. Like, I can't know that for sure without having vision down there. And then for these warriors, I honestly... Well, I guess we leave them here for right now. That's fine. There are quite a bit of resources here that I wouldn't mind getting, though, so I think we're fine to found right there. Although I do have concerns about Mount Elbrus being right there, because, you know, eruptions are a thing in history, and they're not good. Nobles in the court insist that we clarify our stance on administration. Do we support policies of centralization or vassalage? So centralization will strengthen our power. If we go with that new law, it'll cost us 400 civics. The capital city will produce plus 25% civics and plus 25% research. If we go to vassalage, trust our subjects to govern, Then we go to minus 50% unit consumption, but it does still cost us 400 civics. We will not decide right now. The court will choose. So this is interesting because traditionally I would say that Rome went with vassalage, but you could also say that they would centralize their power because the capital city was huge, but at the same time they did kind of let the outlying regions deal with themselves. So it's interesting we have to choose between the two here, and I think what we'll do is I feel like the benefits of centralization are better than the benefits of vassalage right now, so we'll go with that. We're going to centralize our power. Rome will now produce additional research, which means we'll get access to new stuff sooner. I'm totally fine with that. Let's go to our next unit. We have another worker here. Now, I would like to, as I said, build roads, but I didn't see the option here, and it may just be that you don't need to build roads in an urban space, like urban spaces may be assumed to already have roads, in which case that makes plenty of sense. We don't need to worry about it. We can just maybe come up here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move here, so we can build shrines here. We could potentially build the Opdana, requires an adjacent city, and a lot of resources. We're actually not super far out on the food. The stone we're quite a bit far out on. We don't have a ton of stone at all. So if we move here, can we then build roads? We can. Okay, so that's the deal. It does require labor force, which we do not have yet, so we may want to get that relatively soon. We did spend a couple of orders to test that, but that is what it is. I mean, you're gonna burn orders testing stuff one way or another. Here we could build a Shrine of Venus, which would give us two culture and 1 growth per year. Or we could go for more training and culture per year. I think this is actually better, given that we're trying to get training for Remus. So what we're going to do here is go ahead and build the training improvement, the Shrine of Mars. Lovely. And we have our scout again. So I honestly feel like it might have been a mistake to move our scout out as wide as we did. I'm going to go 2 movement here, and then a 3rd over here. I'm going to try to reveal more of our map while moving him closer to home. Oh, look at that. We found another ruin. Awesome. So that's always nice to find ancient ruins and get value out of those. He is out of movement this turn, though, so we're not going to use him any further. These guys we could go ahead and promote here, but that would cost us training, which we're actually trying to store up. We could also fortify, which consumes an order, plus 5% defensive bonus per year. Sure. We'll fortify them right here. They can just kind of hold that city spot until we're ready to take it. We won't have the settler for 5 years, and I believe that while she's assigned, they should be getting XP, but I could be wrong because it does depend on your generals. So if we go to our characters here, she does not grant XP per turn. Marcus Valerius used to, which was why we had him over there, but yeah, no. So he's blinded now, which is awesome. Not really. Okay. Seems good, though. Let's go ahead and end our year. Moving forward, let's check out this ruin. You are now the Intrepid. Our expedition comes upon an impressive paved road system leading between wood structures that have long since rotted away. The engineering required to build such a site was far ahead of its time. What would you have us do? Break down the roads for stone or study the technology? We are absolutely studying the technology. We now have access to labor force, and we have discovered another group of Gauls. We cannot harvest the sorghum here. I thought maybe we'd be able to harvest it and like gift it to the Gauls, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And we should be able to move relatively safely through their territory without much concern because we're allied with them now. We're friends. We're friends, guys. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. We like you guys. You're awesome. Respect, Gauls. Respect. It's interesting because they are considered a tribe, and I'm wondering how we integrate tribes into our empire, because I do think that's something that is doable. I guess we'll figure that out as we go. This is one of the fun things about Old World, is kind of exploring that. News has arrived from abroad that King Cyrus, the pioneer of Persia, is dead. A new ruler, King Maziar, the new of Persia, has taken the throne. Okay. They're cautious of us. They have plus 40 rep with us. Oh my gosh. King Maziar is like 2. He's literally 2, guys. Alright, I feel much safer now. I feel much safer now. Tutorial succession. Your family line has a new heir, Prince Manius. Training strong heirs will be vital for the survival of your nation, as once your current ruler is gone, someone will need to take the reins. Once your heir has grown up a bit, you'll be able to choose a subject for them to study, guiding them into the role you need them to fulfill. Your family is able to do more than rule, though. Employing them as governors and counselors can be powerful options as you build your court. Lovely. Plus 20 culture in Roma because we had a newborn Babi, a fallen rival. Word reaches us that King Cyrus the Pioneer has been assassinated by factions close to his son, King Mazar the New, who has taken over leadership. The 2-year-old's faction assassinated the king. That's crazy. It is best to proceed with caution when dealing with Persia in the coming days. Such transitions can be turbulent and unpredictable. All right. So we can send King Mazar the New of Persia a congratulatory gift, or we can offer our condolences to King Mazar the New, which will give plus 20 opinion for 20 years, plus 60 discontent in Roma, and we become passionate, or compassionate, which gives us plus 1 wisdom. So, these are interesting options. This would give us additional training, plus 40 opinion with him, and we become cruel, which gives us minus 20% growth as a governor, but we have no desire to govern with King Romulus, so... I mean, or do we? Let's take a look at Romulus and see how we feel about him. Where do we actually... Is this the only place we can see him? This is you. I know this is me, but I want to know my stats. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So currently... we get plus 2 research per culture level as a governor... as a leader, all foreign leaders' opinions plus 40. We are ruthless currently, which gives us courage but lowers our discipline. And we are the archetype of a schemer. I'm going to pin that for a minute and look at the schemer. Can serve as a general or spy master. Yeah, so we're not really set up to govern, although we are intelligent, which would increase the science per our culture level, which is actually pretty decent in Roma. So, I don't know. This is actually kind of a choice. Which is a good thing. That's a good thing. But I think what we'll do here is we'll go with this one because it doesn't give discontent, and I don't mind us becoming cruel. In the worst of situations, we would gladly lead our troops over being a governor with our actual leader. And this is our spouse, Queen Consort Servilla. She is... the mother of our new son, Manius, and very intriguing herself. She's a schemer. All right, so we are a schemer married to a schemer. Lots of scheming going on in Roma for sure. Let's go ahead and check out what our units can do this turn. So we have a worker here who has already built a farm. He is available to kind of build anything else. We can now build elephant camps, which is awesome, and we can build roads. Roads are going to cost us 10 stone, but building roads connecting our cities will actually lower discontent, to my understanding. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe start in on that project, although realistically, there are decisions to be made, so to speak, on things like that. If we were to move here, we could potentially build a mine, which is ideal. If we were to move here, we could build a farm, which would then get additional growth because there's barley there. But we are, like, losing iron every turn, so I would like to move here and build... We can't. Okay, my mistake. I assumed we'd be able to move up onto that mountain and build a mine, but that does not look like that is the case. I think we can buy tiles, though? Or is that specifically... Like, I'd like to buy out to that tile, if I could, but I think that is specifically Roma that has the capability of buying tiles. I'm not entirely sure how that actually works. Let's see. Where do we go to buy tiles? I'm not seeing any clear way. Expand tooltip, freeze tooltip. If we hold Alt, we can expand a tooltip. So maybe that's... Let's pin this. Can hurry production with money. Can buy tiles. That's what I want to know. Can buy tiles adjacent to your territory. Okay, so it actually is Antium that can buy tiles adjacent to territory. that might be very useful here if we could figure out how to do it, because in theory we could buy our way out to this, and that would give us somewhere to put a mine. Now I just need to figure out how we actually go about buying tiles. Alright. So we have 3 citizens, we have 0 projects going. How exactly do we do this? Expand tooltip, that doesn't help here. Yeah, we're not getting any more than can buy tiles there. Can I... It's very intriguing, and I'm not exactly sure how it works, so that's kind of problematic here. Cycle civilians that are idle, undo. Antium, please. How do I buy tiles? Growth. Can I do it through growth? Maybe we require that. Maybe we require a governor to buy tiles. I mean, that could be a thing. That would actually not surprise me. Okay, so we'll leave that alone for right now. Basically, what I really need is I need some iron, and we have no source for it, so I'm trying to find the easiest way for us to get that. Since we don't have access to that, though, for right now, I'm just going to build a camp here. That's fine. And then we have a scout out here that we're trying to work back to our home area, while consequently discovering as much of the map as we can. Nice, we found another Gaul's outpost here, potentially. So I wonder if, once they become outposts, we can actually bring them into our empire. That would be kind of cool. Maybe I'll wait and see if that is the case. It seems that culture is probably expanding our barriers, because Roma has expanded quite a bit, and they have a really high culture. So it almost seems like we need more culture in Antium to get out to here until we can finish, or figure out how to buy hexes. Because buying hexes would be excellent to get us here, but I don't know how to do it. Somewhat unfortunate. I'm sure there's a guide that came along with this that I could probably reference for it, but I was kind of hoping to just be able to figure it out sort of via the flow of things. Oh, help screen, let's try this. Buy tiles. Oh, beautiful. Can buy tiles adjacent to your territory. That is lovely, but not particularly helpful in this instance. How do I buy tiles? I would like to do the buying of the tiles, please. So we have 8 orders left, and we'll probably just end our turn here. Yeah, that's fine. We'll end our turn there. Give me 1 second, folks. I just want to check something. All right, cool. Let's probably do 1 more turn and then call it for this episode. We can start with this to get the quarry. That'll actually allow us to build some, or to gather some more stone. That's not a bad idea. Barracks will allow us to enable officers. And then if we go for monasticism, we'll be able to move into religion. Rhetoric will give us access to some more culture things. Sorry, guys, had to itch my leg real quick. Let's go with stonecutting. Let's go with stonecutting because that's recommended, and that'll give us the quarries. And in addition to that, having finished what we did, we do have a new worker that is available, and we should be able to build a garrison, which will enable our city to have a governor. Now, in order to build a garrison, we have to have a urban, lush, temperate, or arid hex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right here, or at least hope to put it right here, directly next to our city. Okay, so we're now building our first garrison. That's exciting. Can't wait to put a governor down on our city. Lovely. We're going to bounce around this way a little bit, see what we can find. Okay. Can we harvest this? Yes, we can. Harvest that silver. Get us that money. Okay, so we have a bit better of an understanding of our surrounding area now. We've kind of widened our map out a little bit. I'd like to know more about down here, and that's where we'll be moving our scout towards in future. But I'm going to move him down here to the horses for the moment so that he can also harvest horses. Lovely. Quite a bit of harvesting going on for us. And then, as I said, we are going to move down here to see if this is a better city site to found from than this is. But either way, we do look to found a new city very soon. We have 5 orders remaining. Okay, seems good. The Valerius family is much less happy with us than they have been in the past. I'm curious as to why. Minus 20 from disloyalty, minus 10 from missing luxuries. They would like gems. They would like gems, and they are feeling quite disloyal at the moment. Which is, you know, problematic, but at the same time, I'm not gonna move mountains to curb that at the moment. I think we'll get more value out of continuing as planned. I do want to come up here and harvest some more silver, though. That'll give us a little bit more money. And then the ways that we can manage discontent are to kind of come here into Rome and do a festival. Our discontent is currently at 1 level, so it's only 3 out of 100. Cities gain discontent over time. When a city's discontent fills up, its overall discontent level goes up, which increases maintenance and reduces growth. Use festivals to reduce discontent. Can we reduce this below level 1, though? Is there a level 0 that I'm missing out on? Is that what's going on here? That's what I'm curious about, guys. We could try it just to see what happens. Yeah, so minus 20 right now because it's level 1. Let's go ahead and do a festival and see if that can lower some of our discontent. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's try that. See if that takes it under level 1. We do have our new scout here, though, that we can kind of send out to do things. So I'm going to use 2 movement to send him down here and really scout out this area to see if we kind of want to put our city here instead of deeper in. Now, the thing about this is that we can come build a city down here kind of anytime we want, and it'll be easy enough to do so. Over here, we have incense and a lot of more valuable things, so I think we'll actually settle our next city over here as we were originally planning. Let's go take a look at our next unit that is available, which is just our other scout. We can move him over here. Can we harvest the goats? We cannot because they're inside city territory. Okay, that's fair. So we're going to go ahead and end our year here. And we have researched already, so now we could go for husbandry to get the pastures we were after. We could go for navigation to get some more things going on the water, as well as colonization and serfdom. Or we can go with phalanx and build spearmen. It is telling us to build spearmen. I'm going to go ahead and trust it here. I make bad decisions when it comes to military. I'm generally a industrial expansionist when I play stuff like this, so I think it's probably a good idea to trust the game when it says you need better units. So we will build better units there. We will hope that the Festival 2 in Roma makes it a little bit happier, and we have our new settler ready to go. We're going to move them way over here. They will get over to this place and found a city in the next turn. Let's go ahead and jump over here. We do have a worker available at the moment. So let's start building roads. I'm going to add a road right here. And then we have another scout that I'm actually going to use to kind of start scouting down this direction. Wow, we are not uncovering much quickly here. Harvest the game there, that's fine. Not going to spend any more resources moving them. Oh, hello. As our units approach the Carthaginian border, they are met by armed soldiers. These men bring an aggressive message. All nations willing to treat with Carthage must pay tribute. We should be careful how we respond. Pay a tribute in gold. Pay a tribute in iron. Could lead to future events. Refuse to pay any tribute. You know, I don't know enough about Carthage to know if we want to go to war with them, though. I really don't. So, therein lies the problem, right? Because... I mean, we have plenty of gold. We'll pay a tribute in gold. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not looking to brawl with Carthage at the moment. I'm really not. Gold workers. This hidden jungle city boasts a hoard of gold jewelry, pendants, lip plugs, nose ornaments, necklaces, and earrings. All the workmanship of the site displays the same signature style and an unparalleled skill with gold. Such a trove of gold is always welcome. Of course, there are many ways to utilize it. So we can increase the treasury, giving us more money, which isn't a big deal, or we can study the craftsmanship to get more science and more XP. I think studying the craftsmanship is probably the best here. Let's go with that. And who are these? Is this another minor group? The Gades. This is interesting. Or is that part of Carthage? Huh. I'm not sure. I hope that they don't murder our units if we move in. The Didonia family, or Didonian family. Can we see their families? No. Interesting. We could send her dyes to increase her opinion of us, which I'm not going to do. But it's curious here, because we have found Gades, which could be one of their cities. I assume that's what it is. Yeah. Gades must belong to them. In which case, we don't really want to encroach on their territory too much. Let's move on up here and keep ourselves clear of them so that we don't start any trouble. Okay. Choose production Antium. So Antium is now wide open to produce whatever we want. We do know that they train specialists very quickly in Antium, so we're going to go ahead and do that. 4 years to make a farmer seems like a good deal. And then after that, if our festival works out down here in Roma, we might try it in Antium as well to lower their discontent. Although realistically, the Claudius family is much happier than the Valerius family is. And we do have our settler moving to found a new thing, Tutorial Barbarians. Your cities have trained another settler, so you have to defeat some barbarians to access more city sites. Barbarians do not behave like tribes, as you are always at war with them. They are good targets for early expansion, as they are easier to drive away than a more organized tribe. Okay, I'll clear out barbarians, I already know that. So we're going to end our year here, and that'll be it for this episode, folks. So far, though, we've met Carthage, we have married into the Gauls. I'm really excited to see if we can vassalize them and bring them into our empire. That would be very cool and help us expand a lot, because they have a lot of cities right here. We're kind of building out. Antium is starting to build their specialists now. They've got a worker over there helping them out. Everything is kind of coming along nicely, and I'm very excited about where this is going to go in the future. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!